You are about to enjoy an It Takes Three Network podcast. For the rest of the country, Thanksgiving is when families come together to give thanks. But on the Upper East Side, the holiday thankfully returns to its roots. Lying, manipulation, and betrayal. And from what we hear, just like the Indians, someone else is being pushed out of their home. Hey guys, Three Gossip Girl here. Three Gossip Girls, Girls Pod. You know, that show that you listen to each Thursday, hopefully. But I'm Liz.
I'm Michelle.
And tonight we watched season 2, episode 11, The Magnificent Archibalds.
Oh my.
Oh my is right. Original air date November 17th of 2008, written by Joshua Safran and directed by Jean de Segonzac.
Ooh.
Segonzac. I think I looked up the pronunciation 3 times. It's French, so I was like,
yeah.
Want to be specific and not offend anyone.
Definitely.
The summary for this episode, it was a Thanksgiving theme. Thanksgiving in the Waldorf household gets off to a rough start as Blair finds that her mother's boyfriend is getting in the way of her favorite traditions. Meanwhile, Lily finds herself trying to broker a peace treaty between Rufus and Jenny, and Serena is not quite ready to come clean with Aaron about her complicated past. Michelle's rolling her eyes.
I can't.
Vanessa and Chuck come to Nate's aid when he's being forced to confront his father's crimes. And finally, Eric discovers a secret that Bart has been keeping from Lily.
I'm so glad this came out.
Yeah. The Glassful of gossip this week, I picked a warm, comforting, homey drink. Apple cider. I warmed it up it's just Stop and Shop brand apple cider. Put a slice of sumo orange. If you haven't had a sumo orange, you need to go out and get them because they're like a big clementine and you can peel off the skin really easily and they're so sweet and they're so good. Anyway, we heated that up, put the orange slice in. It's entitled Hot Apple Cyrus.
Oh, Lizzie! I look forward every week because you're so creative with these names.
You.
I feel like we need a cookbook. You need a drink book of Three Gossip Girls Glassful
That would be fun. Maybe one
at the end of the year.
At the end of the year, we could do a giveaway and we can make it or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even a
Would you guys
PDF
be
or
into
something.
that? Yeah, a PDF. You can download the recipes. That would be real fun.
Yeah.
Make a mental note.
But this is delicious. It's super heartwarming. It just feels like a nice hug.
It is a nice hug.
And I love I think your specialty is adding zest because your drinks have a lot of citrus elements to it.
Yeah, well, I'm a huge citrus
Me
lover.
too. I mean, I appreciate it because I love lemon and lime and all of that, but this is very good.
I think it's funny because at home cooking, my family always calls me like, oh, you're the seasoner because I'm always putting flavor into food. Love to use seasoning and herbs and things like that. So I just like to spruce up a little something.
I hear you. How did you think to put what inspired you for the orange?
Something about the simplistic color of the cider with the orange, like the monochromatic.
Mm-hmm.
I could have put an apple slice, but I feel like orange it just livens up.
It brings out the flavors. Yeah.
Could have put, would have been really good, and I might post this when you saute it in the pot, or if you heat it in the microwave, put a cinnamon stick in it.
I was just gonna say that
that would be
even
really good.
Top it with a stir.
Yeah,
make it the stir.
Yeah, that's good. Damn, it's all right. We're gonna post it on Instagram and Twitter, and you guys can see the drink.
Yeah,
Glassful of gossip this week. We can get into the episode. It's a little bit all over the place, as usual. I feel like I say this every single episode. But we start out at pretty much the end of the school day. Everyone's getting ready to go home. It's Thanksgiving week. I guess they're going to be on break for a little bit. And Blair and Serena are getting ready to go home. They're discussing their plans for Thanksgiving. Cyrus's family is staying with the Waldorfs. Blair is not happy about it because this is Blair, and they're interrupting all of her traditions, and they're restaurant Thanksgiving goers, and they don't have a traditional Thanksgiving, and she's upset because, again, another year where Harold is not going to be there, so she's very upset about that.
And their big thing is the pies.
Yes, and they always bake the pies together, and so she still wants to hold that tradition. She wants Serena to come and join her for that. Yeah.
Okay, this is coming back to me. Like, I remembered the pie aspect, but last year was the weird episode about her bulimia, right?
Yes, that was for first season Thanksgiving.
And then we touched upon it like once after.
Very shyly. But after that, that's it. So Serena's telling Blair how Aaron is going to meet her family for the first time. Both cats are on Michelle's lap. This is hysterical.
I think they missed me.
Oh, they probably did.
Gone.
Yeah. And Blair says, Serena, are you coming to bake the pies? And Serena says, I can only stay for a little bit because Aaron's coming. He's going to meet my family for the first time. And Blair's like, ugh, aren't we over this already? Like, she's like all of us.
Yeah.
Aren't we over this? You're supposed to be like a woman standing up for yourself. And Serena's like, yeah, I keep feeling like he's seeing other people and I'm actually not okay with it, even though I told him last week that I was.
Yeah, because she still wants to see him.
Right. So it's like she doesn't want to give up this possible relationship. So she's just holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
Trying to make it work in any way possible. I'm like, girl, you're a beautiful, strong woman. You don't need to be like waiting around for him to finally realize, oh, I like you the most. So
ew, and just for that fact,
just for that
like,
factor.
oh, I like you the most, so I'm gonna. I mean, obviously you pick the person you like the most, but it's just giving him that power.
Yeah, and when you first see Serena, she's such an independent, strong personality. Not in a way where Blair is uber defensive and really in your face. Yeah. But so to me, I'm like, wow, this seems so out of character for her. But the more you peel back the layers when she was dating Dan, like you do see she is a sensitive person. She is
vulnerable.
A vulnerable person, and she loves monogamy. So to see her like this, I'm like, it's not really Serena, and I'm mad at her. But even though I shouldn't be, I'm just like, ugh, there's something about her that's irking me the past couple of weeks. Anyway, Dan comes over. He asks them if they've seen Jenny. And Serena says, well, she's actually been at my house a couple of times hanging out with Eric. He's like, yeah, I looked for him. He left early, which we get to. We know why he leaves early. Him and Jenny meet with a lawyer for the Emancipation Papers, which we'll get into. Then Dan leaves after Serena gives him the advice to go see Eric about finding out where Jenny is. He bumps into Nate, and Nate's like, oh, hey. Dan's like, he's like, I don't even know what he said.
I mean, it was just, they like barely said anything because everyone's been writing Nate off.
Right. And then Chuck bumps into Nate and says, oh, what, you're back? I didn't know. Guess your time away. I thought you were going to learn a lesson on friendship and who means the most to you. And he's like, actually, I did. Because really, he found out who his true friends were by him being away for this long. It seems as though nobody has contacted him.
No one. It's pretty damn sad.
It is very sad. Meanwhile, as I said, Jenny and Eric are meeting with a lawyer for potentially being emancipated from her parents. They have to do an investigation and go in to the household, meet with the parents, and see what their parental neglect was. But Jenny is like, oh my God, no. Why do you have to go see them? They're like, well, we have to see why they truly, why you have to justify being emancipated from them.
Right.
So she panics and, she's like, okay, yeah, go ahead with it anyway.
Like Eric, I feel, is a great character, but we don't see him a lot.
Definitely don't, yeah.
And in the beginning, when Jenny and Eric first met last season, I loved their little friendship. Mm-hmm. And now it just feels like Jenny uses Eric when she has no one.
Yeah.
It's like she used his name at that party.
Yeah, she's not a good friend to him.
No.
He's a good friend, great friend to her.
Yeah.
So it's not even, not an even friendship. And that's really sad because Eric is so good.
So good.
Yeah. At the Vanderwoodson house, Lily and Bart arrive early from wherever they were traveling to. And Lily's like, Serena, Eric, Charles. Just the way she says it cracks me up. That she's the only person in the world that calls him Charles. And they're wondering, where everyone is. immediately Lily gets a phone call from Rufus, and it's him wondering if Jenny's been staying there. And Lily's like, why would Jenny be staying here? It's silly. I know she's been hanging out with Eric, and then as she is on the phone with Rufus, she sees Jenny's stuff there, and so she says, okay, I have to call you back. I'll call you back in a minute. Right before that, we have a quick scene of Dan and Vanessa. They're talking about Thanksgiving. Vanessa says that her parents are doing
they were going to
a rally
or reservation, no?
Yes, but they're like doing some protest for a reservation. Anyway, they're not going to be home, so she's going to have an Annie's TV turkey dinner watching, a movie at home. And Dan's like, that's silly. Just come with us. She says, well, I don't want to be here if Jenny is here, because they haven't spoken since she saw her and Nate kiss multiple times. And so Dan's like, I'm pretty sure she's not going to be here because her and my dad are on the outs. And she's like, oh, well, is she going to be with Nate? And Dan's like, again, her and Nate are on the outs. They haven't spoken in weeks. I think that whole thing is fizzled out. So Vanessa decides that she's going to come for Thanksgiving. This is when Rufus busts in and he's like, Jenny's missing. Agnes's mom hasn't heard from Agnes in a week because she's on some modeling gig and hasn't heard from Jenny in over a week. So I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah.
Dan then says, well, Serena told me that she's been hanging out with Eric. So maybe you want to go there first before calling the cops. So that's when he calls Lily. Lily finds Jenny's stuff, hangs up the phone. To sum up, after that call, really, Lily and Rufus take a walk. And she's like, yeah, she's been staying with me. I didn't know. Serena didn't know. And Rufus wants her to come home immediately. But Lily kind of pushes him off, saying, let me talk to her first. And let me get like an outside perspective. Maybe she'll listen to me and hopefully she'll come home to you. Rufus was hesitant at first, but then he ultimately, what can he say?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's tried everything and hasn't tried this approach. And she said, sometimes people need to hear advice from people that aren't their parents or family.
Right. And she says, I've dealt with a teenage girl. I know what it's like. Let me try this first. So he agrees to that. Meanwhile, at the Archibalds' friend's house, who are out of town.
Where they're staying.
This is where Anne and Nate have been staying since they've been back in the city because they have no electricity or anything at their house. Anne says, well, it's so nice of them to let us stay here. And they open the door and Howie's there. He's back from Dominica. He's telling them how great it is there, and he's got this awesome view and the boats and whatever. You guys should totally come and stay with me. And Anne's like, listen to your father. Typical Anne.
So bad.
And he says, what do you think, son? And they, the scene cuts out. Nate doesn't know what to say because he's like, I'm flabbergasted that you're here, first of all.
Right.
Second of all, now you're asking me to pick up my life and move out of the country. So,
yeah.
That night at the Waldorfs, Blair and Dorota are making pies. Blair's yelling at Dorota that she's not doing it right, of course. There
more flour.
More flour, Dorota, more flour. Blair's on the phone with Serena. Serena is at Aaron's apartment, I guess. He lives by himself.
Yeah, he was like his loft or the gallery, and there's just a wall she's standing next to of her face.
Of her face. It's so weird.
It's like his mood board and inspiration.
Oh,
and
my
it's
God.
Really weird. But also, why is she on the phone with Blair? He's just preparing the takeout he got.
Right? Or he cooked that all, but I don't see him as that type.
I know. I don't know why.
Do you think he made all of the food?
I don't. I assumed it was takeout.
It looked like dumplings.
It did. Yeah.
I don't know what. It looked delicious.
Oh.
I could totally eat it right now.
Yes.
But he's whipping that up, heating it up, whatever, with their romantic dinner, candlelights, whatever. Blair on the phone says, be the Serena I know you are. You're not going to take any shit from anyone. Be independent. And she's like, okay, Blair, you also try your best to accept
and
Cyrus, right, in your life. So they hang up. Serena goes and has dinner with Aaron, and he tells her that he wants to be monogamous for the minute.
At this moment,
hear my words, quote, at this moment, I want to be in a relationship with one woman. And he doesn't even say it's like Serena. Serena's like, oh, me? Could have been anyone. He could have been like, yeah, and with Susie.
Ew.
But that's Aaron for you. Yes, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to bring up, because I was just looking at my notes.
Yeah.
How this is the moment. So he's like,
oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we missed
I
that.
don't mean to cut you off.
Because my notes are all over the place because I watched this episode twice.
Yeah. No. So like he says like, you're it, right? Tag in, you're it. And then he's like, oh, BT dubs, I'm sober.
She wants to toast. She says, oh, if I knew it was going to be this celebration, I would have gotten a bottle of champagne for us to toast. He says, I'm glad that you didn't because I'm sober. It makes me, makes my art better. And I don't want to get my head wrapped up in that type of life anymore. So Serena's like, well, yeah, me either. I used to be like that, but I'm not anymore. It's like, you used to be that, 5 minutes ago?
But also
not.
And I don't understand why she couldn't have just been like, because she says like, oh, I used to party once in a while.
Why couldn't you just end it at that?
Right. And then she goes, oh, I have the occasional glass of champagne at a party. But she used some weird... Like, I am
a tea
for the job, or tea for what was it? Was something.
It's like a tea trapper or something like that.
And like, here's where Serena just overacts to. It's like she loses herself.
She does. She has a habit of doing this.
Yeah, this is like a serious, clear Serena move. And I've only known Serena now for like a year,
right?
Not even a season.
Not even a year, right?
But I'm like, ugh, girl.
She's very predictable in that sense.
And she's like, oh, I'm the one for the job.
Right. Yeah. Like, let me be your partner in crime. It's like, okay, why do you have to make a whole big production about it?
But also what got me is like, she says like, oh yeah, what I got from her answer is, oh, I drink occasionally or I'll toast. Not that like, and he took it as, oh, she doesn't drink anymore.
Right. Like she doesn't, that's it.
That's it. Really weird.
Right. I know.
But anyway.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Quickly at the Vanderwoodsons, we have a scene where Eric comes in. He doesn't realize that Bart and Lily are home yet. Bart is there, and he's like, oh, you guys are home. Texts Jenny at that moment, don't come up. My parents are back. She doesn't get it because her phone's on the table. And so Eric quickly goes over and tries to shut it off before Bart can really, see. Bart asks how his week was, and Eric says it hasn't been good. He thinks him and Jonathan are going to break up. And so then Bart says, who is Ben Shern? And Eric's like, that's the captain of the swim team, of Jonathan's swim team. And he's like, well, maybe you should ask Jonathan what he was doing with him on Monday night. And Eric's like, what the
So weird.
Why? But okay, and just walks away. He walks past Chuck's room. He's getting a quick shave. I love this scene. Chuck freaking cracked me up this episode. And Eric's like, why does your dad know stuff about, Jonathan and the captain of the swim team? And Chuck's like, my dad knows everything. He's got a private eye for years, and so do I. And like, we just, on the hush hush, get secrets from people that we need to get secrets for, even family. And Eric's like, that's weird. Why me? I'm family. And what else does he know about me? And Chuck's like, well, if you want to find out, I can show you. So we go to that later on. After that, Bart and Lily are discussing the kids having secrets from them, and they should be grounded. And Eric's trying to escape at this moment, and Lily says, well, this is an extreme situation, what's happening with Jenny. And Eric is going to go downstairs, and Lily's like, before you go and tell Jenny we're here, like, just let me talk to her. And Eric's like, ooh. To sum up that scene, Jenny comes upstairs. Lily's talking to her about Rufus, and she okayed it with him for her to stay for a few days. And she wants to help Jenny talk to Rufus when she's ready, but Jenny declines that because she's not ready. You don't know what he's done or how he's been. And so she's like, okay, well, when you're ready, I'll be there for you. So then Jenny's like, I'm going to go lie down, leaves her bag in front of Lily. Lily says, Jenny, and before she can get to it, she sees the Emancipation Papers in her bag, standing up.
I mean, you couldn't miss these.
No, they were thick pieces of paper standing up out of the top of her bag. So Lily's like, oh shit, what do I do with this information? At the Waldorfs, Blair finds Cyrus eating her pie that she just made.
Oh no.
Oh my god. And you know what? I feel like Blair would have actually killed him, but she was like, okay. Like, she was obviously upset, But I think at this point she's so numb to like Cyrus ruining everything that she's done that she didn't even think about blowing up on him.
I know, but he judges the pie so hard.
Yeah,
Like, oh, extra cinnamon. We need more nutmeg.
Yeah, not enough.
Not enough.
And so immediately Blair storms out. She finds Eleanor and she's like, Mom, he's ruining everything. He's ruining all of my traditions. I can't believe this. And Eleanor's like, look, this is family now. You have to get used to it. He picked out your favorite restaurant with your favorite stuffing, oyster stuffing.
Oyster stuffing. Did we hear that right?
I don't know.
Let us know.
Yeah, oyster stuffing. I would be down to try it. I know you probably wouldn't, but I would be down to try.
Do you
some
like
oyster
oysters?
Stuffing. I like cooked oysters. I'm not into like the raw oyster slimy bits.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, Blair storms upstairs and runs into Dorota, who's like, Miss Blair, I have a secret and I don't know what to do with it. And Blair's like, who do you work for? You work for me. Tell me the secret. And she hands Blair a box with an engagement ring in it. And she says, your mom and Cyrus got engaged tonight, but she's not telling anyone until tomorrow night with the whole family at the restaurant. And so Blair is so pissed that she doesn't tell her own daughter this, that she's like, come on, Dorota, we're leaving. Or since she storms out.
Also, how does Dorota have the ring?
I don't know. She's like, she asked me to keep this safe for her. Okay. Why can't you keep it safe in a place? But whatever.
Yeah.
So her and Dorota pick up their shit and they leave because Blair, she can't be in the same room as this family right now.
No.
We're at Thanksgiving Day. Rufus and Dan are shopping for groceries.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe they're shopping for groceries the day of Thanksgiving, number one. Number two, they're both upset that Jenny's not going to be at Thanksgiving dinner, of course. And Dan says, why don't you just tell her how you feel? You haven't said anything about your emotions in all of this since she's been gone. Maybe you should say something. And Rufus is like, oh, maybe you're right. At that moment, Aaron is at the same store. And they bump into him, and Rufus, I was like, oh yeah, Rufus knows him because he's at the gallery.
I forgot that too.
You know?
I was like, wow, everyone just knows
Everyone
Aaron.
knows everyone, yeah. And so Rufus sees that the boys are like, ooh. Aaron says, I'm buying something for, and doesn't say. And Dan's like, Serena, I can hear her name. It's okay. But then they get into Serena and how they don't know her. Neither of them know her well enough. Because Aaron knows this one version of Serena and Dan knows the other version of Serena. They're both going back and forth which cheese to get. Oh, Serena probably like the wine cheese because she's a big drinker, you know? And Aaron's like, you don't know her very well. They're just going back and forth stupid shit.
It was so awkward because Dan's like, oh, say hi to her family.
Yeah, we had Thanksgiving last year. Well, of course you did. You were fucking in a relationship.
Yeah. And then when he suggests the wine cheese, that's when Aaron's like, oh, she doesn't drink anymore.
It's like,
but
it's wine cheese.
I know. Right. Right.
Know?
And then Padge is like loose lips. It just has to keep spiraling of like, oh, well, you know about the Georgina situation,
Georgina
right?
thing.
It's like, what the fuck? Why would you even?
Why would you bring that up? He does. Like, why?
And like you said, he's not even aware.
He's not even aware that he is this awful. So then Aaron plays it off like, yeah, that Georgina thing. Because Dan's like, yeah, you guys are in a relationship. I would have assumed you would have talked about it already. They've been dating for 3 weeks.
Thank you. And not even exclusively dating, like loosely seeing.
Right. So there's not, you have to it takes a long time to get to know someone. So for her to just be like, yeah, and then I had this friend Georgina and we party all the time and I killed someone. Like, she doesn't just talk about that shit lightly, you know? Aaron barely opens up to her. They barely open up to each other. It just, the whole thing is aggravating. You guys let us know your opinions on this because we have obvious words for it.
Yeah.
So Aaron leaves. Later on, it's Thanksgiving Day and everyone's at their respective houses. We can just quickly go into Lily calling Rufus, telling him to get over here now. It's urgent. So he drops everything, tells Dan to cancel his plans with Vanessa because they have to go find Jenny at the Vanderwoodson house. So we can just go to that really quick. We'll go to the Vanderwoodson house. Serena and Chuck are discussing playing nice because Aaron's coming over and she told him she doesn't drink and, you know, he can't tell her anything about her old ways. And Chuck's like, listen, you lied. I'll keep your secret, but like, what does that matter? Because you're a liar,
right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I have other business to attend to because Eric and I are meeting in my dad's office. Like, doesn't even give a shit, of course, because that's Chuck. Who cares? Aaron arrives with his basket that he decided to buy, and immediately is like, I talked to Dan. Who's Georgina?
What? This annoyed me so much. It's like the fact that it triggered him so much. Like, you can't even like be like, hey, how's your day? And then it's like, oh, by the way, I was shopping earlier and I ran into Dan and he said these things. You don't
just like immediately open up with that. Like, if you trusted someone, which obviously he doesn't because he doesn't really know her, you would just be like, all right, let me try and enjoy myself, and then later on talk about what had happened.
And also, what happened to his dumb, I'm a free spirit and I don't want to be like my parents, and, you know, I'm not that serious.
Excuse me. If you're not that serious, but I mean, I get it now at this point.
I know, because now he's being monogamous,
in a relationship.
Yeah.
So to him, he's like, I have to care about this.
And maybe this is why he doesn't believe in monogamy,
right? Because it's complicated and people lie and their exes get involved, and I get it, but
his whole personality just changed.
He's also very void, to me at least. Every time he's on the screen, I'm like, you're so boring, let's get over this. I'm not into it.
No, I'm not either.
After Dan, I'm going all over the place, but after Dan hangs up, he's about to call Vanessa. Vanessa's at the gallery because right before that, Nate is returning a box set for
the Pixies,
and giving, he wanted to give it back to Rufus. Vanessa questions why he didn't just drop it off at the loft, and he says, well, Dan likes me just as much as about that you do, and he is sorry, and that he can't believe he really just completely alienated himself from everyone this year. Chuck, Vanessa, Dan, everyone. And in his head, he knows like, I might be leaving soon. So you take care of Vanessa. Can you give Rufus these DVDs? I'd really appreciate it. And just leaves. And says, take care. She's like, okay, Nate. So she goes in the gallery. At that moment afterwards, Dan is about to call her to tell her, don't come for dinner. She gets approached by what is an FBI agent saying, what do you know about Nate Archibald? And that's where the scene closes for that. During Thanksgiving dinner, Chuck brings Eric upstairs to Bart's vault, huge safe in his bedroom. They open it, and in there is files on Serena, Lily, and Eric, and gold bars and things.
This one, I'm like, ballsy for Chuck to bring him into father's office, because not only that, I thought him and his dad were on good terms now.
Right. But also, like, he really cares about Eric.
No, I get that. But like, you're exposing your family and your dad of what you guys openly do.
I know. I'm wondering I'm trying to think like Chuck, but it's hard because even though I expected him to do it, I'm like, why did you do that?
No, I know. Like, I would expect him to do that when him and his dad were on bad terms.
They
literally just reconciled and were like, we're going to go to Ranger games. And I want to be there for you. And I love you, son. So why would you expose your dad like that?
Right. I don't know. It's too
you're
hard to say.
Like blowing up. And Chuck finally has this family. And he wants a family so bad. And like, obviously he really adores Lily, and him and Serena have this funny banter, and he adores Eric. So why would you expose your dad's secret, your family's secret of PI, your on retainer?
Do you think he thought it would bring him and Eric closer? That they bonded over this and that he helped him out? I don't know,
but I feel like they already had the bond. So why? You don't have to strengthen your relationship with Eric. You already had him in the bag.
Right.
And so like when this all happens and he's like, oh, have fun, kid. I have to go, because he gets a call.
Right. He gets a call from Vanessa.
And Eric just goes in there. Like, I would be so paranoid. Like, oh my God, Bart's going to come up and see me in his freaking safe in his office.
And him be like, how did you get in there? And Chuck's gone.
I know.
And even if Chuck was there, now it's like a whole big altercation. You now have another strained relationship with your son and now your stepson. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, really. It's hard to say.
It's really it's a really weird, like, I'm glad these files finally came out because
Right.
I've been waiting.
Right.
But also, I'm like, this doesn't make sense with last week's storyline with Chuck.
Right. It doesn't. It's not a cohesive
No.
transition from what we just saw last week.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Chuck gets a phone call from Vanessa. She wants him to help her with Nate because now it's a serious matter. So they, I guess, ploy Nate to come down to the gallery somehow.
Like an intervention.
Yeah, stage an intervention. We could talk about the intervention real quick. They meet with the FBI agent who knows that Howie's in town. He wants to, it's all very wordy, confusing situation, but Howie has no money. So in his attempt to get money, the Vanderbilts, who was Anne's family, he's trying to get in contact with them, but also take his son and wife for ransom, keep that money, and then just have them like keep a little bit of it.
Yeah, like, right. He's setting it up to get an amount that everyone will be happy.
Right, but he'll also piece. Like, he is not staying with them. He's going to keep his portion. His family will go on with their merry way. But nobody knows this, and the FBI is researching it. And so they've been trying to get in contact with the Vanderbilts, and they didn't know how much Anne and Nate knew because Anne was the one who originally helped him escape in the first place. So now Nate is in this turmoil and, like, doesn't know what to do. He's like, this is all too much. I can't believe this is happening to me. So Chuck and Vanessa say, like, look, you have two options. You can let your dad run free and, you know, he'll still be on the run, or you can help turn him in. So it's like, wow, this 17-year-old has such a heavy decision to make. And that's when the scene closes with that. However, later on, we go back to this friend's house, apartment, whatever, and Howie's like stirring to pack up the shit. And Nate's like, I know what you're up to, and I need you to make a choice, an honorable choice, because otherwise I literally won't have a relationship with you. I will not respect you if you don't make the right choice. So then that scene closes and you're like, okay, what's going to happen? Howie decides, thank goodness, to turn himself in without Anne's knowledge. The FBI agent comes to the door. They knocks on the door, and Anne's like, no, what are you doing? He gives goodbyes to them. It's very sad.
It was sad.
When he hugged Nate did get choked up, and then you see Anne, she breaks down, and Nate chokes up again. It's a very sad thing, and they handcuff Howie, and they take him out, and they arrest him, and hopefully for Michelle, that's the end of Howie for now.
I was just like, come on. I mean, I was telling Liz, because when we were watching, she said she vocalized that this is really sad. It is, and maybe it's just I'm watching for the first time, right? So I'm not that emotionally connected with these characters yet.
Right.
I'm sure the second time I watch it, and if there's a third, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be more emotional with this scene. But I just feel like with the Howie, it's just like, you need to get in trouble already for real, because he has, and Nate keeps having to deal with this, and
it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's literally he's Jimmy because this is Marissa.
He's
way worse than Jimmy, I know, but emotionally to do that to a 17-year-old child, I'm referencing the OC, but to do that to a 17-year-old child is not fair.
No.
So Nate is really on the struggle bus, and he's on the down and down from it's just, and now he had nobody, and so Chuck does say, like, you were going to leave, but you have your friends. Like, please don't do this. So Howie's turns himself in. Luckily, he's doing the honorable thing.
No, it is the right thing for sure.
We can go back to the Vanderwoodsons during Thanksgiving dinner. This is when Aaron and Serena, they kind of talk about what happened with Dan. Serena chalks it up to Dan's just jealous and not to worry about it. Oh, I don't know what he was saying about Georgina. It's so weird, blah, blah, blah. And so her and Aaron are okay for now. And then Lily comes over to them, and the waiter comes over with wine. And she's like, oh, here's Serena. And Serena's like, Mom, I can't have that. I'm only 17. And she's like, what? That's never stopped you before. You freaking crazy person.
Yeah.
Upstairs, this is when Eric is now telling Jenny what he found in the vault. He can't believe that they had the files on him and his family, and he doesn't know what to do about it, and he can't believe the dirt that he's like, my file is thin, but my sister and my mom's is big.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want to read them, but I am curious about what's in them. And Jenny says, well, do you know where my emancipation papers went? Of course.
Of course.
And at that moment, Lily yells upstairs, come down, you know, socialize.
You need to socialize.
Please socialize with my friends.
And Lily thinks she's so slick because she knows Rufy's coming over.
Right.
So it's like, oh, let's plan. And Rufy and Padge arrive.
They arrive. Bart is like, what are they doing here? He's so annoyed.
Yeah. I'd be annoyed too.
He knows.
It is
obviously.
his house, though. The best residence.
It is his house. You know? Yeah. And so then Dan goes over to Aaron, and Aaron's like, oh, you're the last person I want to see. And Dan's like, excuse me?
Yeah, I know.
And Aaron says, why did you have to lie? If you were just jealous, you should have just been upfront with me. And Dan's like, what are you talking about? They find Serena in her bedroom, and Serena's like, oh, the two of you were together. This is weird. Serena says to Dan, hey, you know, what you said was... it's awkward for everyone and you shouldn't have said anything. And Dan's like, wait. And then he takes the fall for it inevitably because that's who Dan is. And
it's like, you caught on to a signal here?
He figured it out. He was not dense in this situation. So yeah, Serena's like giving him the eye, like, please don't say anything. And he's like, okay, I did lie. And next time, you know, it won't happen again. Aaron says he has to go and head out to the Waldorfs and spend Thanksgiving with his dad and everyone. So he leaves, and Serena says, like, thanks for taking the fall. Like, and he's like, why are you lying? The truth is going to come out. We know this. This entire year, we have known that the truth will set you free. So why don't you just say something? Like, she just doesn't learn. Like, the whole thing, she kept her that whole Georgina thing with Padge is like why they broke up in the first place.
I know.
Is because she just wouldn't be honest in her relationship.
You know what? Not for nothing, in Serena's defense, which it's like, what? Like we said earlier, they just started being exclusive.
Right.
So maybe in her own time, this would have came out.
It would have came out.
It didn't have to come out in one freaking day.
No.
They just became exclusive last night.
Right. The night before. It's all just too soon.
And it's holiday time. There's no need to add the heaviness to it. Padgy boy, thank you very much.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We're downstairs now, and Rufus and Jenny are having it out in the middle of the Vanderwoodsons' Thanksgiving. Jenny is so upset. He is upset, but ultimately Rufus says, like, I love you, and I haven't told you that, and I'll do whatever it takes to get you back, even if that is going to court and giving you the permission to do this. And so she just was like, she couldn't believe it. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she has to walk out. Right after that, Lily comes downstairs and she confronts Bart about all of the files that Eric has showed her. And he's like, I'm just trying to protect you and protect your children. They can't be running amok and not be protected. And she's like, look, I know you had this on me, but on my children, it's not okay. And then Serena's like, wait, Mom, you knew about this? And she's like, we'll talk about it later. So she says, if you're not supporting this family, I'm going to support mine, and we're going to go have Thanksgiving somewhere else.
It's also one thing because he's like, hey, if you're going to let your kids do whatever they want at whatever time of day, who else is protecting them? And she's like, how are they ever going to trust us?
Right.
And I feel like having a PI spy on your kid is not the way
to have them trust.
Trust. Not only that, but also protect and set a boundary. Because even if you're spying on someone and not sharing that information, how are you protecting them?
Right.
Just being watched, I guess.
Right. Like him relaying the message like, oh, you should ask Jonathan where he was on Monday night. Like, first of all, that's creepy.
So creepy.
Second of all, let him figure out his shit on his own. Like, that's a life lesson. Like, if your boyfriend is potentially cheating on you, then you need to figure that out on your own and make your own decisions about it. I don't think he needs to meddle in that.
No.
But that's Bart. I don't think he thinks very logical, like black and white about everything. So
does he know then about Lily and Rufus on the wedding night?
Not sure.
Okay. I figured that was going to be your answer.
Yeah, I mean, not sure.
But it has to be in that file because the thing he's so obsessed with in that file, which I know you'll bring up, but it's like that Lily was in an institution.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was in her file, though.
No, I know it was the heaviest file.
It's the heaviest file. She's got a lot of dirt. She's got a lot of history that we do unfold in this season.
Okay, cool.
Continuing. Yeah. Okay. So it's good. Right after that, Lily and Eric are at their traditional diner eating their
The
French
French
fries
fries.
like last year. So sweet. And they said, where'd Serena go? Maybe she went to go burn her file. And Lily says, I wouldn't blame her, you know. And then they have a talk where she says, did you read anything of mine? He's like, no. He's like, but actually I lied. I did. And why didn't you tell me that you were institutionalized like me when you were 19? You're only a few years older than me. What happened? And she's like, I'm not ready to talk about it. Eric said, that's fine. When you are, I'm definitely here to listen because obviously I would know what that's like. So Lily then says, let's go somewhere homey where we feel at home with our family for Thanksgiving. And they leave this whole plate of fries.
I know. What a damn
fresh
shame.
plate. They look so good.
And there are only people in there.
Right?
Ugh.
Oh, God. Waste of good fries. So her initial thought was to go to Rufus's, which we will talk about after I wrap up just the Nate thing. He goes home. Him and Anne get their possessions back. The lights are going to be able to get turned back on. And Vanessa and Chuck meet them there, and they're like happy to see that he's finally able to go back in his house, and he made the right decision by letting Howie, giving Howie the ultimatum of getting himself turned in. And so then Chuck can see that Vanessa and Nate have like unfinished business, so he steps away for the minute. This is where Vanessa tells him that she still has feelings for him, but she doesn't know what to do with them because of the whole Jenny situation. And then Nate proceeds to tell her, I haven't heard from Jenny in weeks. And he's like, well, so maybe you want to hang out sometime. Do you think that's okay? And she's like, yeah, that's okay. It's like, we were talking on commentary, like, of course Nate is right back to Vanessa.
It's just whoever's available at the moment.
Whoever's available at that moment.
But also, I know this is the unpopular opinion, but don't tease me because I'm a fan of Natessa.
Ship the Natessa.
I do ship it.
I ship it too.
Here we go again. I was like, okay, when it happened, I loved it. And then it ended. I was like, fine.
I know they're toying with your emotions.
And I was like, let's not do this again. But now it's just like false hope.
It is false
hope.
But
in his mind at the moment, I think it's not false hope for him. He's like, oh yeah, I'll go out with Vanessa
like
again.
In that moment, he's like, yeah, I have feelings for Vanessa. And then he looks at Jenny. He's like, oh yeah, well, I have feelings for Jenny. Like he just is so... Again, typical Nate lost, has no idea.
Lost.
And so they close that out. Him and Chuck repatch. They're going to go get drunk.
Cute.
It's very cute because it's a typical
brothers are back together.
Chuck situation. During that day, Blair and Dorota, they have left. Nobody knows where they went. And Blair feels like neglected, that she's not a part of the family. Her mother, how dare her not tell her the secret that she's holding. And so Dorota's like, let's go feed ducks at the pond. And Blair's like, all right, but only if you don't shed a smile and I don't know that you're happy or something like that.
Yeah, and her ring, because Eleanor keeps calling her.
Oh my God.
And her BlackBerry's ringtone is I'm a slave for you.
I'm a slave for you. And I die.
I feel like this episode was just wonderful for Dorota.
Yes.
Like
good classic Dorota commentary.
Such good moments where I'm like, okay, I get it, guys. I get why we love Dorota so much.
Yeah. Then later on, Blair and Dorota are walking on the street. This is when she bumps into Jenny after Jenny has left after her talk with Rufus. And Blair's like, what's your problem? You have a great father who loves you. I would kill to be in your situation because they truly care about you. Mine doesn't even care where I am right now. And Jenny's like, well, but your mom loves you in her own way. And Blair's trying to get into like Jenny's thick skull, like, please understand what I'm saying.
No, I know. And Jenny's like, oh, my dad won't even fight for me.
It's like he just did.
What? Did I hear that right? Or because he just said like he will do anything. If it takes to lose you to get you back, I'm here for it.
I'm ready to do it. Yeah.
Girl.
Right. And so then at that moment, Jenny's like, Blair, you're wrong, because Eleanor pulls up because Serena ends up coming to the house, texting Blair saying, where are you? And gives them the information. And Eleanor is like, come on, Blair, let's go home. I have a huge surprise. I've been trying to keep it from you. And Blair says, okay, only if Jenny goes home too.
And Eleanor was so sweet to Jenny.
She was.
She gives her shawl. She's like, you're freezing. She like squeezes her cheek. She's like, you have to go home. Everyone needs to be home where they belong for Thanksgiving.
Be with their family. And so Jenny's like, all right. She bites the bullet. They all get in the cab and they leave. Blair and Eleanor head back to the Waldorfs, where the surprise was that actually Harold is there in town.
So sweet.
And Blair was so excited to see him. And Eleanor explains that, yes, they're engaged, but she didn't want to tell anyone until Harold gave them the blessing, because how could Harold not like Blair's new stepfather?
I mean,
and it's so sweet.
What a beautiful modern blended family.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
This was Modern Family before Modern Family.
Yeah.
Actually, it was probably around the same time that Modern Family came out, right? It's been on for a long time.
Yeah, I was yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Just really, really sweet. So they have their pie, they're eating, and they're sharing it, and it's adorable. And Blair's like, I can get used to these traditions.
And Dorota in the background is grinning.
Happy.
But I'm like, Dorota, get in that family hug. Get in there.
She does, but she doesn't.
No, I know.
You know?
It's like she knows her place.
She knows her place. She's been with them for so long.
I totally get
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
As we said, Serena does go to the Waldorfs to give Aaron her file, because she wants him to read, to get to know everything about her history and the good and bad, because she did lie about, not being the typical party girl, and she knew it wasn't Dan. Dan wasn't making it up. This is actually who she is. And she leaves a file with Aaron and says, call me if you still want to be with me after you read all of it. So then we go to the loft. Rufus and Dan come home, and Rufus is disappointed because he doesn't think Jenny is there. He's like, oh man, I really thought she would come home. And she does, and she comes out, and she's holding the emancipation papers. She says, I do love you too, Dad. And she rips up the papers, and they hug, and then the three of them hug. It was sweet.
It's really sweet. One, because her mullet of a hair is in a ponytail. Thank you. And two, her black eyeliner is completely washed up, and you look like
She looks like a normal person again.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with the look.
No.
Just, it doesn't, I don't think it suits her.
She's
too
either.
petite all over. Like, her face is too petite. It's too much going on. You can't even see the girl's eyes, but whatever.
Happy you're home, Jenny. Happy you're home.
Yes. So they all hug. It's sweet. And at that moment, Lily and Eric, they decide to go where they felt the most home, and that happened to be Rufus's house. And Rufus is happy with Lily admitting that, but also it's like, this is so awkward though.
And he goes, where's Bart? And she's like, oh, he won't be coming.
He won't be coming. And so Rufus is like, oh, hell yeah, of course. Why would I say no to this? And so then Vanessa comes, and they're all happy. And so this is the first time Vanessa and Jenny have seen each other in a while. And Jenny's like, look, I'm sorry, I haven't spoken to Nate in weeks. So it's like the same excuse.
Yeah, I haven't heard
from them in weeks. So both of them haven't heard from each other. So Michelle's like, okay, nobody's reaching out. It's just lack of communication. But little do we know, Dan says, here, Jenny, this is your mail pile. We've been keeping it for you. And Vanessa sees that Jenny got a letter from Nate, which she hasn't opened yet.
Which we've been waiting to see.
Waiting to know. Like, we're like, oh my God, she opened this letter and nothing has been said, but she didn't actually get the letter because she's been in transit.
Yeah.
From Agnes's to the gallery and wherever. So she actually hasn't opened this letter yet. So later on that day, they're all eating dinner together, and Vanessa says she has to go make a phone call to her mom, which she actually took the letter from Nate, and she reads it, and then really they close in on this one paragraph where it says that Nate does actually care about Jenny. He just doesn't know what to do with it, because now Dan knows, and I don't know, like, I care for you, but I don't know what to do with that information.
And it's like, of course you don't.
Of course you don't have a solid solution for how you feel about her. And like, I get it. Like, I know he probably feels so more justified in his feelings for Vanessa, because they were dating and they had like some
connection,
sort of relationship.
Yeah.
Where him and Jenny, it was kind of just like something on the fly that haven't happened to happen. And I guess he just doesn't know where to place that. Like, yes, I care for you as a human being, but I don't know what to do with it, because I don't know if that's romantic or what.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vanessa reads that, puts it back, puts it in her pocket, and sits down at the table, and they're all laughing, and that's how the episode closes. But right before that, Aaron goes back to Serena's. He gives her the files and said, look, I don't need to read them. I want to know you, want to get to know you and talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And so they kiss. Who cares? Snooze fest. Nate and Chuck are in the limo cheersing with their whiskey or whatever they're drinking. So they're repatching their relationship, which is good to see. And then outside the loft is Bart in the limo. where he tells Andrew, who's his PI, that originally he didn't want to know why Lily was institutionalized, but now he wants to know everything about her.
And to me, I'm like, I wouldn't care. Okay, not that I wouldn't care, but she was 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, hey, where's my wife tonight on Thanksgiving? Which house did she go to? I'm sure he already knows.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But what would that make a difference of why she was in? I guess we'll find out, right? So it's like, Michelle, you can shut up. You know what's coming. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's like she was young.
Right.
You're going to hold that against her too? Like, even if you find out, you're going to hold that against her?
When she was 19, what does it matter now? Now she's the 30-something-year-old adult that is married
30
to you.
30 or 40s?
40s.
But like,
I guess,
but again,
right? Yeah.
You're right. Like, come on.
Right. So.
It's like, maybe let's be more again, he has to know about Rufus.
He has to know at least that. I mean, he obviously knows they have a history.
Obviously,
so.
yeah. And Lily just doesn't give a shit at this point.
No, she's like, doesn't even hide the fact that she cares about Rufus so much that she's literally a magnet to wherever he is. Like, I need to help you. I need to help your family. I need to be with you. You're my family. I feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
She can't get away from him.
Right.
And Rufus, in the past, we've said, he's like, please stop because it's so confusing for me. I'm trying to get over you and you're like always there. And she just can't get rid of him.
And he seems to be like, well, she helped me with my daughter.
Right, now he's like,
so
well, she's just going to be in my life. I guess I'm going to accept it this way.
feed you some turkey.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's all we have for this episode as far as a summary. We can take a break and we'll come back with our segments.
Yeah.
I'm Liz Parker, and 5 days ago I died.
If you remember these iconic lines, check out Pass the Hot Sauce, a Roswell podcast.
Join 2 longtime fans and 1 newbie as we recap every episode of the original WB show, spoiler-free.
We've got new recap episodes every 2 weeks and alien-centric mini-episodes.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Roswell Hot Sauce.
And check out Pass the Hot Sauce on the podcatcher of your choice.
Okay, welcome back from break. Gonna start off with trivia for this episode. The episode title is based off the movie The Magnificent Ambersons.
Oh, I've never, I really haven't never heard of that.
No, me either. More photos of Serena taken by Aaron appear in the studio. Yeah, that was the creepy picture wall we were talking about before. This was an interesting part of trivia. This is one of the few episodes where Blair is seen with painted nails.
What?
Bizarre, right? I feel like that's not true, but I might be wrong.
Well, I guess I've never really noticed and maybe just always assumed.
Assume that she was wearing at least some sort of nail polish, right? It's Blair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is revealed that Lily was 19 when she was institutionalized.
Cool. It's also when we find out Lily was actually institutionalized.
Right. Dorota's ringtone for Eleanor is I'm a Slave for You by Britney Spears.
Amazing.
Yes. And then Chuck tells Eric the code to the safe is 8769, his mother's birthday. Chuck was born of May of 1991, making his mother just a few months shy of her 22nd birthday when she died. So they were very young.
Wow.
Yeah. Some music in this episode: Reasons to Sing by The Crash, I'm a Slave for You by Britney Spears, My Only Offer by Mates of State, Bad Man's World by Jenny Lewis, and Danger by The Sounds of Arrows. Would you like to go into a question from our friend Muscheck?
Yes, of course.
She wants to know, I am so happy to see that Blair's dad came back. I am glad Jenny tore up those papers and is back home. I just hope she learned her lesson and tries a different approach to starting her own line. I feel like Dan is always stirring things up even without realizing it, and even though he covered up for Serena later, he didn't even have to bring it up at all. I still don't care for the Aaron-Serena relationship. I cannot believe Bart had a folder for all of them. At least we know now what was in the folder. I think it will bring Lily and Eric closer. I love how she stands up for her kids. I'm also happy Chuck and Nate Chuck and Vanessa were there for Nate and that Howard finally took the responsibility and turned himself in. It's nice to see Nate and Chuck being friends again, but damn it, just when I thought we might see the beginning of Natessa again. Vanessa, no! This is so wrong. I wasn't surprised that Lily chose to go to the Humphreys, but now that Bart will dig into Lily's past even more, I think this will cause problems. So she wants to know, what do you think Vanessa will do with the letter? Will she confront Nate?
Ooh, that's a really good point. I thought she's going to give it to Jenny.
Or that.
I think she might keep it for a little while and maybe try to fish to Jenny, like, how are you feeling about Nate? And maybe fish towards Nate, like, how are you feeling towards Jenny? Even though they kind of touched upon that.
Right.
But I was saying to Liz when we finished the episode of I'm still waiting to hate Vanessa because everyone, as it's like I'm like a broken record every week. I'm like, when am I going to hate her?
Yeah.
Still not hating her.
Right.
And you said lightly that she's a little manipulative.
She can be, yeah.
So perhaps this is when this is going to come in and use this as leverage and see what she does with this.
Yeah. Did I expect Vanessa to take, I mean, obviously I've seen this before, but watching it again, rewatching it, even though I haven't seen it in so long, I'm like, oh, damn, Vanessa, why did you take the letter? Like, it's not in character for you. But then as we go on the show, yeah, she does kind of take situations to that next level. And so I understand why people don't like her. I mean, when I first watched it, I didn't like her either. But right now, again, as I'm a broken record too, I don't hate her. There's nothing to hate her about.
Yeah, and I was mad that not mad, but just disappointed in her for taking it. But then it just shows how much she actually likes Nate.
Yeah, and she's human. Like, everyone, like, wouldn't you be curious?
Yeah, but I would never take it.
No. I first of all, I'd be so afraid that someone would see me or I would get caught with it or something. And like the fact that she went to go read it while she was at dinner there. Like if you're, I mean, I get it. Like, maybe don't take it out of the house.
Well, how about just go in the bathroom too? Like, what if someone got out of their chair? She just went in another room and it's still an open doorway.
Right, and she said, I'm going to go call my mom. And she clearly doesn't pick up the phone to do any of that. So people could just, no one was making observations of that, but whatever.
Did you ever read something in that sense? Like, did you ever read someone's journal or?
I don't think so.
Like, I've never.
No, I'd be too afraid to.
Yeah, I'm like just too much of a wuss. I've never spied on journals or I don't know.
Like, it's people's personal business. I mean, no.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time, at least, if I did.
We're such goodies and prudes.
Yeah, she also said, would you have read the file if you were Aaron or done what he did? I would have read it. I don't know. I mean, I get, like, that's, like, the manly, like, the more upstanding thing you could do.
Well, no, right. But also given permission to read it. And so
right.
That's a little different in my eyes. I'm, like, given the permission. Maybe I would have started reading it and be like, you know what? I'd rather you just tell me.
Yeah.
But then I'd probably always be curious. But then I'd have to talk about it. And I was even be like, well, let's talk about, like, this is a thick folder, XYZ. You need to, like, reiterate because that's how I am. I, like, beat a dead horse. You know?
Right. No, I definitely would have preferred to naturally find out things about my partner. Like,
but I think also I would have been at 17, maybe not. Because I'm like, wait, Michelle.
Right now you have to put yourself in the 17-year-old shoes.
Yeah, I would like,
with my college boyfriend.
What I was going to say is I'd be like, in your own time, tell me. But I feel like every time I'd be curious and I would try to, like,
fish.
This is the way I am with Ant. Like, I'm constantly just, he'll tell me something. It's like one word answer. I'm like, but did you ask this?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, I didn't. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, hey, what about this situation? What about this? You know?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I know. That's tough.
Yeah.
She also asked, do you think Lily will be leaving Bart after discovering the files on Serena and Eric?
I don't know about leaving, but maybe using it as leverage more because, I mean, to society, look at this couple and look at what they've become. But I think it will end, but not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Vic.
Thank you,
So
Vic.
nice of you to send the questions. We love discussing questions that you guys send us.
Yes, send us more, everybody.
Please, yes. We can go into fashion. Headbands, we had none, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote one for Dorota's, but I don't even count that really as a headband.
I know. I mean, every week, in the beginning, I was counting it, but truly, it's just
not really a headband.
It's just there.
I really liked Blair's skirt and
With
blouse.
the floral top.
Gorgeous.
I loved that. We also loved her green backless dress for Thanksgiving. I mean, that was freaking gorgeous.
I liked Lily's coat when her and Rufy were on the walk outside.
I liked that coat too. And I loved Blair's pale blue coat.
Yeah.
And then Dorota's. Your mom had that jacket too, right?
No, just my Aunt Janet, who's had it
your Aunt
literally
Janet.
for
Forever.
25 years.
I know. It's hysterical. The
This
red jacket with the black
collar
and
and the buttons.
So hysterical.
Yeah.
It's really all I had. It's crazy.
I mean, I wrote notes like Jenny's hair is worse.
Worse.
And it's the color of piss. And
Yeah.
it's just not my style. So, but we kept saying, it's not really flattering on her.
No, it doesn't accentuate anything or highlight anything about her facial features. So.
I did like Vanessa's earrings. They were very bright blue.
I liked her orange coat too.
Yeah. Very, very cute. And I liked Lily's dress. Did we say that already on Thanksgiving?
No, you
It
said
had,
you liked her
ruffles.
jacket.
I liked her jacket. And then Padge was wearing a vest, which just made me laugh.
We said in the first scene, Padge looked so young.
Yeah.
He literally looked like first season, like promo pic Dan Humphrey. I'm like, what happened here? Aren't we supposed to be getting older looking, not younger looking? I just noticed that and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And Michelle and I are still concerned with the dress code because the boys are always in the uniforms and the girls are always in whatever they feel is appropriate.
Loose uniform, because I felt like Blair wasn't, but Serena has her own uniform, which is this like open shirt, the loose
with the tie thing. It's like they're polished, but they're not wearing anything similar where the boys are all wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys, if you can explain it to us, please.
Yeah, clear it up for us.
I'm
Yeah.
really wondering. Want to go into some quotes? Well, if she's hiding from you, she has better taste than I thought. That was Blair to Dan.
When Blair was talking about the extended Cyrus's relatives, corn, the grain of the future.
And then like his sister wanted to take her shopping. She's like, but at Century 21.
Yeah.
Serena's like, the horror. I love it. A woman needs to be with a man who thinks of only her. Everything else is a non-starter.
Dorota, more flour. And then at the same time, when she's like, remember, Serena doesn't share.
Yeah, and she's like, and remember, Blair should.
Yeah.
And then Eleanor says, this is your family now. Get with the program and fast. Or Dan, we love this quote. If there's one thing that we've learned this past year, it's that around here, the truth always comes out. Yes, Dan. Thank you. Preach.
It does. Let's get drunk instead.
Yeah. The boys. Because they were like going to hug. But then Chug was like, let's just pat and then go in the limo. Like he wasn't ready for the hug yet, maybe.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's
You
like
know?
we gotta take our time first.
Yeah.
I liked when Lily asked Eric, how did you get so wise?
How did he get so wise? And then he says, the nanny.
I know.
And I loved Lily's reaction because she like legit laughed out loud. I was like, I wonder if that was like.
Yeah, that was very
just
funny.
like,
Improvised?
Improved or what, but I just loved her reaction to that. I'm like, it was so natural.
Yeah.
Maybe it just shows like a good like what she's a good actress. So
yeah.
MVP and shittiest.
Yep.
I have blue ribbons for both MVP and shittiest.
Okay. Yeah, I have blue ribbon as well.
Ready?
For MVP,
MVP
right? first. Okay.
3, 2, 1, Lily. Yes.
She was great. She's my favorite. I've picked my
Me
favorite.
too.
Friends and family. Here you go. Here's Michelle's favorite is Lily.
I believe she's also my favorite. I just love her. She's gotten so down to earth in these last few months that, you know, on the show months, but she accepts who she is now. And I love that she stood up to Bart. Like, no, I'm taking my family somewhere else because if you don't care about like being a part of this, then we're leaving.
Yeah.
Which I was like, wow, she's not afraid to tell Bart like what's up.
Yeah.
Which I feel like maybe in the beginning, obviously she's afraid to tell him that she loves someone else. So when she said that, I was like, yes, Lily.
Yeah. And I love that she's owning everything. She's owning up to it.
She's like, just let me explain. And that's it.
Yeah. It's great. Who are your blue? Do you have
My blue ribbon was Nate.
my blue ribbon? I have 2 blue ribbons.
Okay.
Eric.
Love
For
Eric.
just being sweet as pie. And the other one is Dorota because
Oh, yes.
my goodness, just really enjoyed all of her expressions.
Isn't
and
she
her,
great?
Emoting, and how she can't answer. The fact that her ringtone was Britney Spears.
I know. I feel like by the end of the show, Dorota will probably be really high on your list of favorite characters.
Sure.
Yeah, her character adds that perfect amount of comedic relief that you need, because this episode wasn't really heavy as much as it has been, even the Howie stuff was, but it's just, she just adds that lightness to it. She just cracks you up. Her facial expressions are great.
It's like her and Cyrus are now this nice comedic balance, because we're laughing at the show, but it's not because it's funny,
right?
It's because it's ridiculous.
Because it was so incredibly dramatic.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed this episode, and I watched it twice today, and both times I really felt, I was like, wow, I really enjoy just family, and obviously Jenny coming home, and Blair, like what she was giving Jenny that speech. I really enjoyed that. I really liked this whole episode.
And even Eleanor, I think, deserves a blue ribbon too.
She does. She put that smock over Jenny. She's like, oh dear, and like squeezing her face. And
the fact that she's like, obviously your dad has to approve over my new husband.
Yeah.
That is
huge. When did she ever care about his opinion in the past?
And you know what? Blair is going off to college. It's not like she's a young kid where he's going to be raising her.
Right. No, they're just going to be a friend, and they coexist in the same household and hopefully share a bond together. But yeah, like, she's not a kid. I'm
curious to see, and maybe, I know we didn't do our shittiest yet.
Yeah.
But because I didn't want to jump the gun into like predictions, but we haven't seen Aaron, the new stepbrother, interact with Blair or Eleanor yet.
Yeah, I know, that's true. He is technically now Blair's stepbrother.
I know, and he wasn't even there at the dinner.
Yeah, I know.
And the meet and greet.
It's a very loose. Like, they tied them together, but I feel like they ultimately shouldn't have done that, because they're making them separate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shittiest.
Yeah.
On
3, 2, 1, Howie.
Oh, Howie was my blue ribbon. I don't have any true opinion as to why I picked Aaron.
Just because he's annoying on screen?
Dislike him every time he comes on the screen.
Yeah.
I can't stand his voidness. His personality annoys me. He just, I don't know what it is about him. Like, I feel like he allows Serena to conform to whatever he's doing. Not that that's not her own fault, but he irks me.
No, he's not very captivating.
Not at all. And like,
to me.
He just seems like this lame
duck.
Yeah. And Serena's like so smitten by everything he does and says, and will just conform to whatever he wants. And I'm just not about it.
Yeah.
But Howie, yes.
Howie is troubled, and he's been through a lot. So I feel like he's on his last nerve of like, oh, I'm struggling here, and this is what I'm going to do, and it's fucked up, and to keep putting his son and his wife through these situations, and that he was going to do this and like kidnap them for money and try to win that way. It's pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
But you're also in a serious dark place.
Definitely.
Should you be faulted for that? I don't know. Your morals aren't good either. You do have a family.
Right.
In comparison, I felt like, and maybe they're not trying to do this, but like Jimmy did similar things. We're going back to those OC for a sec.
Yeah.
But we always say, like, we still love Jimmy. And I don't know why. We got to know him
so
more.
Much more likable.
Yeah.
Howie, he is really that quintessential, like, what we see Upper East Side just doesn't.
Well, I guess we also don't really know him that much, and we've just seen him being a fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
the only reason I didn't give it to him is because he did the right thing in the end.
No, well, that's the thing.
That was the only thing that was like, maybe I won't pick Howie because of that.
No, I agree. And I love it.
Yeah.
He listened to Nate.
Right.
My blue ribbon was Bart. I still every week go back and forth of like, do I like Bart? Do I not like Bart? Do I like Bart? And I still don't know.
Yeah.
But, and maybe again, it's like, we can't fault these people for being who they are because of the way they are, but we're judging them. This is the point of this podcast.
Right. We dissect
I'm
every
like, how,
little thing.
Michelle, you can't keep saying that statement. But it's like, Bart, you're not even worried. I don't know. It's like your wife took off on Thanksgiving and you're in the car be like, I need to know why she was institutionalized at 19.
Right. You don't just bust in and be like, let's talk about it. Let me
Be
apologize.
like, you're my wife. This is our family.
Yeah.
This is Thanksgiving. Get your ass home.
Right. He just lets her do her thing because he knows that she's right. I think
Well, yeah. That's true.
But he also doesn't believe that he's wrong either.
And maybe it's just like this weird type of dynamic marriage of like,
Yeah.
hey, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. Let's meet up for social events.
Right. And like they seemed to agree on how they were going to parent their children.
Yeah.
But he took it that one up level. And obviously Lily didn't know about it. So now she's like, now we're not on the same page at all with the parenting thing. So
In that vault, was there a Chuck file?
they don't show one. I don't think he needs to have one on him because Chuck also has his own PI. So they probably, I'm sure he just always knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going back to like the whole, why do you guys think that Chuck allowed this situation to happen? I'm just curious because we were saying that he wants to bring his family back together, but this is ultimately tearing them apart. So I don't know what his motive was there, but maybe will come to me as we watch more. I don't know, but
I would love to know what Shan Banana thinks.
Shan, let us know. Shan also, she sent me a message saying that she was very excited for you to watch this episode because she loves this episode. But she didn't send me any questions or comments. I was like, send it to me. And she's like, I'm driving. I'm like, okay.
You can audio it, girl.
Right? That's true.
Send
You
us
should go to
voice
audio.
memos. We can play your voice on air.
Yeah. But that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Can you guys do that?
Yeah.
You please send us voice. You can send it through Instagram. Just send us what you want to say. We'll play it on the podcast. It's so much fun. We've done that before. On OC, we've done that a couple of times.
And if you're like me, I'm not a big texter. I'm not a long form texter.
Yeah, it's hard.
I am a long form audioer. I will send 5-minute audio messages through text instead.
I have tried to do longer audios, but then I find myself not holding down the record.
Oh, you just slide up and it stays recorded. Stays on. I'll have to teach you a trick.
Like you slide your finger up because I always like hold it down.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then you slide it up and it keeps recording.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely don't do that enough.
You're right. It's the only way I communicate with
Krista
and Brittany, because Brittany is a long form texter and I'm like, I'm just going to audio this or you're not hearing anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into Patron of the Week. It's Patron of the Week.
It's Patron of the Week.
It's Patron of the Week. Who will it be?
It's Patron of the Week.
This week, I chose our cutie pie, Chloe. Yeah, I chose her for a couple of reasons. One being that she left us her feedback on our Riverdale podcast, our Riverpod episode, and she also sent us her top and bottom 5 for the OC this week. Also, she has a blog, and she shouted us out on there, which is so sweet. She did it a couple of weeks ago, and I never mentioned it on the podcast. I know we mentioned it on OC, but we were so taken aback, and it was so sweet of you to mention us on your blog. We will link you below in the comments down here. But you are awesome, and we love you, Cutie Pie, because she's adorable, Chloe.
Thank you, Chloe.
Yes, thank you so much, Chloe. All right, Michelle, I'm going to give you the title for next week. I almost spoiled it before when we were talking.
I think I know what
I will
it's
give
about.
you, once you hear the title, you will predict, I'm assuming, one thing at least about this about the episode.
Yes.
It's called It's a Wonderful Lie.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going into Christmas.
It's Christmas.
And is it going to be like, all right, so I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
I've a very long time ago. Don't remember a lot.
But I have seen a lot of
parodies and things of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the premise of it. So obviously we're going into the holidays and there's lying. So I think maybe the lying has to do with maybe Lily and Bart.
Okay. Hot.
And I think that there's whether Bart is going to lie and say, I'm not going to spy on you anymore, or Lily's going to be like,
He went in the thing.
our cat friends who listen, my mom bought my cats a tube for my cats to go in.
So funny.
And Liam's been going in it. So
He
it's really
wasn't
cute.
going in it before, and now he's going in it now. He must have, like, when you were away, he's like, I'm going to teach myself a trick so when mom comes back, I can go in there.
It's funny. And it was like, Liam was such a dick while you were gone. And I'm like, because I give him so much attention. Okay, this isn't
No, it's not a it's
podcasts.
our podcasts.
Yeah, but I think that I'm very much looking forward to how Lily and Bart deal with each other and this situation. And now so like we were saying how we don't understand why Chuck did this. Is this not going to be questioned of how they got the files? Like, how did they find out the code? Who actually got the files? There's like...
No, Bart knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Next episode we do touch upon
Okay.
why
Yeah.
they're having issues.
So is Hanukkah involved? Is Cyrus Jewish?
Sort of. Yeah, it's sort of involved. Yeah.
Kind of. Okay. No one else that the core four, they're not.
They're not.
They're not. No.
They're not.
Okay. And I think that the Natessa or the Nanny, what is Nate and Jenny?
People said that they're
Jate?
Janate, which
Gross.
I
Let's
don't
stick with
think-
Natessa.
Yeah.
And maybe Jenny is like totally over Nate. Maybe not. I don't know.
What do you think? Did we touch upon what Vanessa is going to do with that letter now?
Yeah, I think she's not going to give it to her.
You think she's just gonna
Keep it to
leave be?
herself, but also do investigative work and be like, hey, Nate, like, how come you didn't talk to Jenny? Or are you sure you're over
Right,
Jenny?
just make
Or
sure.
before she gets her heart in, and maybe she won't actually bring it up with Jenny, but she'll bring it up with Nate instead because he's the one who wrote the letter, so she can
Yeah.
question him about the letter without mentioning the letter.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any other predictions?
Um,
What is
I like legitimately don't care about Serena and Aaron, but now they're exclusive and now they're gonna get to know each other.
Yeah,
so maybe
he's still in next week's episode.
we'll have like some fucking cutesy tree scene, ice skating, the two of them. Like, oh my God, things are so great. And I'm hoping that, okay, so if Cyrus and Eleanor are engaged and they're going to live together, then the stepbrother has to come in here to play. And maybe Blair doesn't trust him enough and tells Serena, and it's like, oh, I don't trust my brother. But
Okay, I like all those predictions. A lot of it you're pretty hot.
okay, cool.
Some of it not so much.
That's
but
cool. That's
it's
even
cool.
better.
It's
because
better.
I don't
now
want to
you'll
be hot.
be surprised. Now you'll
Yeah.
be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is winter. We go into winter next week. So it's gonna be a cold one.
Yeah. Well, I should predict Gossip Girl, but
You're right. You should predict Gossip
no,
Girl.
but when we were watching, Gossip Girl literally says, I'm taking a break.
So she is nowhere to be found. She comes back at the end
Yeah.
to make her follow-ups.
But even that, it was funny when I was away on a work trip, and obviously if the chance comes up, I talked about 3 Gossip Girls, and the people I was in the car with, they were like, oh my gosh, because one of the women I was with, she met Padge.
Oh, right. Yeah.
At like a U thing. And so she had a picture with him and her husband. And Padge, you know who I'm talking about, guys. They met him like a year or 2 ago in New York City. And he had this shirt that was like very, very opened and a lot of chest hair.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine him being very hairy.
And my boss, she's like, oh my gosh, look at all his chest hair. And I was like, yeah. And then I told him the story, how for the longest time, I legitimately thought his name was Padge Bentley and not Ben Badgley, which I still have trouble saying. But anyway, so they're like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I'm watching this for the first time. And then one of the other girls, she's like, so who do you think Gossip Girl is? And I'm like, it is so difficult. And it like riled me up. And I was like, I'm only on the 2nd season. It's really difficult to pick. And then I told her how we want to do Friday Night Lights. And she's like, I'm obsessed with Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, I'm dying to do Friday Night Lights.
I was like, that's a small teaser here. But
yes, small.
But I was saying how like it's really difficult to pick Gossip Girl right now
It's impossible.
It's impossible. And especially with this episode when literally Gossip Girl's like, peace out. I'm literally out for the holidays. I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that?
I know. So I told her as a joke she should pick the turkey.
Right. It's the turkey.
Really, she's like, all right, you guys be with your family. I'm going to be with my family. So I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
So you can pick the turkey. It's fine.
I'm going to pick the turkey or the oyster stuffing.
Ooh, oyster stuffing. I'm going to look that up. Maybe. I'm just curious as to what that would taste like.
Do you think they bread it? It has to be fried.
They have to fry it.
It's not just like boogers with bread.
Right. Ew, that'd be gross. Unless we totally heard that wrong and it's not what they said at all.
But we both heard oyster stuffing.
So I'll have to look up this oyster stuffing. You guys let us know if you've ever had it. Do you like oysters? Who knows?
Yeah.
They're boogery to us. But fried, they're great.
No, fried's good. And I just went ham on the raw one time.
And then you're scarred for life.
And you know what? I went ham on oysters and then I kept tasting the sea the next day. And Andrew, he's like, there's no way you were tasting the sea. I'm like, dude, trust me. I was tasting the ocean the entire day. And he's like, there's no way.
Sitting in there.
I was like, don't tell me what I was feeling. Anyway, that's
all we have. If you want to check us out on social media, we're 3 Gossip Girls Pod. Everywhere, even on Gmail. You can join us on our little Patreon fam. Maybe you'll be patron of the week if that's what tickles your fancy, over on ittakes3network.com with the number 3. And next week we'll be going into episode 12, which means we're really halfway, if not more.
Wow.
Was there 20? I'll have to confirm with the episodes. Oh, and Liam's taking a crap now, so we better hurry up. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip Girls.